has passed a total sum of over 472 billion naira as the year 2023 appropriation bill as presented to it by Governor Dapo Abiodun barely a month ago, with adjustments in the recurrent and capital estimates and projected revenue in 31 different areas across 26 agencies. The passage of the bill was consequent upon the presentation of the report of the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation by its chairman, Honorable Olakunle Sobukanla, at a plenary presided over by the Speaker, Right Honorable Olakunle Oluomo, at the Assembly's Complex, Okimoso, Abeokuta. Correspondent Kolawole Osho covered the plenary. Details of his reports are presented in this package.
The year 2023 appropriation bill of the sum of 472,250,694,447 naira 57 kobo only from the Consolidated Revenue Fund for the service of Ogun State Government Nigeria for the financial year ending 31st day December 2023 was passed by Ogun State House of Assembly. The passage of the bill was consequent upon the presentation of report of House Committee on Finance and Appropriation by its chairman, Honorable Olakunle Sobukanla, who also moved the motion for its adoption, seconded by his vice, Honorable Ganiu Oyedeji, and subsequently supported by the whole House through a voice vote. Thereafter, the appropriation bill was read and adopted clause by clause by the Committee of Supply, presided over by the Speaker, Right Honorable Olakunle Oluomo. According to the report presented by the Chairman Committee on Finance and Appropriation, Honorable Olakunle Sobukanla, the recurrent expenditures of 22 MDAs were reviewed, while the total expenditure of 4 others were also adjusted. The adjustment led to a reduction in the proposed capital expenditure contained in the budget from the initial 270 billion 411,239,527 naira to 269,605,938,723 naira 32 kobo, resulting in 805.3 million naira difference, while the recurrent expenditure was increased from 201.839 billion naira to 202.644 billion naira, giving an increment of 805.3 million naira. Thereafter, the majority leader, Honorable Yusuf Sherif, moved the motion for the third reading of the bill, seconded by the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Akim Balogun, and supported by the whole House, while the Clerk of the House and Head of Legislative Service, Mr. Adedeji Adeyemo, did the third reading of the bill before the members. Responding, Speaker Oluomo directed that a clean copy of the bill be transmitted to the Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for his assent.
I that a clean copy of the 2023 appropriation bill be forwarded to the Governor of the State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for his assent. I so order.
In the same vein, the Assembly has equally passed the Ogun State Magistrate Court Law 2022. The passage of the bill followed the presentation of the report of the House Committee on Justice, Ethics and Public Petition by its chairman, Honorable Solomon Osho, who thereafter moved the motion for its adoption, which was seconded by Honorable Kunle Sobukanla and supported by the whole House through a voice vote. The bill was later read and adopted clause by clause by the Committee of the whole House. The motion for the third reading of the bill was later moved by the Majority Leader, Yusuf Sherif, seconded by Honorable Ajayi Bolanle, while the Clerk of the House and Head of Legislative Service, Mr. Adedeji Adeyemo, took the third reading of the bill before the Assemblymen. Responding, the Speaker directed that a clean copy of the bill be forwarded to Governor Dapo Abiodun for his assent.
The Senate has rejected the request by President Muhammadu Buhari to restructure the 22.7 trillion naira ways and means advances collected by the federal government from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The lawmakers rejected the request after an uproar in the Senate over the issue. President Buhari had, in a letter read on the floor of the Senate on Wednesday last week, sought for the restructuring of the 22.7 trillion naira ways and means advances collected from CBN within the last 10 years, in addition to 1 trillion naira to be collected as fresh domestic loan. In the letter, it said ways and means were advances from the Central Bank of Nigeria to the federal government for emergency funding of delayed receipt of fiscal deficits. Ogun State government has reiterated its commitment to support all community development associations with grants and continue with the implementation of the distribution of transformers to communities, as well as grade some rural roads in the 20 local governments of the state. This came to fore at the first retreat on social development, moral responsibility and relationship put together by the Independent Community Area Community Development Association in conjunction with the Association of Community Developers Forum, Obafemi Owode Local Government Chapter. The rest of the report are presented in this package.
Community Development and Cooperatives Ministry are in charge of community development associations in Ogun State. Their job is to liaise with heads of these communities to see to their needs, and government support them in achieving. Major in all these are provision of transformers, grading and construction of roads, dredging of waterways, distribution of grant aids to members of these communities. All this, the current administration in Ogun State has been able to achieve in its first term. Independent Community Area Community Development Association, in conjunction with Association of Community Developers Forum, Obafemi Owode Local Government Chapter, organized a first retreat on social development, moral responsibility, and relationship.
Basically, the foundation of community that we know is to develop your environment, add value to where you live. Whether the government comes in to do anything for you or not. But the agitation is because of the fact that the expectations are so high. If government is asking for returns, on investment like renewals and the rest of them, we are feeling something should come in that respect. But if anything is not coming, then what do you want to get back from us?
Is to help the government to develop all our areas in CDA and CDC to make sure that during the Governor Dapo Abiodun term, community program is going on perfectly.
It was an avenue for participants from 49 community development associations to rub minds on where they were coming from, where they are, and what 2023 holds for them.
The ISCDA is a new platform in which the government, they are the one that allow us to come up. Because of all this increment. We are ready, we community leaders, we are ready to support the government in all ramifications.
We don't want the government to see it as being confrontational with them. We're only trying to let them know our feel, our take on what community practitioners should be.
We are the grassroots mobilizer to take care of the rural and their social responsibility towards the government policies. And we encourage them to put whatever they have to support the government of the day.
They pointed out areas where government needs to come in, and also what they are ready to do to support the government achieve its dreams.
The rampant indiscriminate burning of refuse and bushes during Harmattan season has been described harmful not only to the environment but to human health. These were the submission of experts who spoke with OGTV News in this special report on indiscriminate refuse and bush burning. Ayodeji Olumi completes the report.
Really, nothing has changed.
It's one of the best weather I've ever experienced. Whenever it comes around, I prefer it to hot weather.
The end of the year is mostly characterized by the dry and dusty northeasterly trade wind, the Sahara, over West Africa into the Gulf of Guinea. This season is known as Harmattan. However, it had been observed that there had been changes in the climate.
Attitudes of women being the way we use a fossil fuel during industrialization, most of these, there's a greenhouse gas, and those are one of the key greenhouse gas that is causing the depletion in the ozone layer. So with this is already affecting, and there's a shift in that area. The ozone have been destroyed. So, and the weather has to now change in that area to have a cushion effect for the ozone depletion.
During the Harmattan period, indiscriminate burning of refuse or bushes is rampant. Dr. Charles Erinle sheds more light on the adverse effects of these acts to human health.
So somebody that is asthmatic will have more episodes because of the effect of the bush burning. Also, respiratory diseases generally will increase. There is even people are at risk of developing pneumonia.
Ogun State Commissioner for Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Olufemi Ilori Odunton, and a counterpart from the Ministry of Environment, Ola Oresonya, kicked against indiscriminate burning of refuse or bushes as they relay efforts of the state government at tackling this menace.
We've been doing lots of sensitization at marketplaces and schools to let them know how to handle fires. We've done the sensitization at the garages so that they can know there's no way they can put fire in their houses, in their vehicles that will not get inflamed.
Well, for waste management case where people burn waste, we've actually created alternatives and that will not give you any form of infantry or no justifiable reason to burn your refuse. You have a PSP that collect your refuse. So you have no reason to burn refuse in Ogun State. Your refuse will be collected.
Other agency heads, saddled with the responsibilities of providing relief materials for affected victims, reinstated Ogun State government's dedication in providing succor to victims of such indiscriminate activities.
We have 10 fire stations across the state at present. The state government has also provided another 4 ultramodern fire stations to complement the existing ones so that the time response for each fire calls will be fast than before.
At Matogun, there was a big fire disaster caused by a tanker fully loaded with petroleum products. His Excellency Prince Akwago, in his magnanimity, released funds to at least pay some form of relief to those that are affected.
Toll-free line 112 is open to the public in Ogun State to report emergency relating to fire incidents. Nigerians were also advised to desist from storing volatile products such as PMS at home, especially at this period of fuel scarcity. Ayodeji Oluwumi, OGTV News.
The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has said that as of December 23rd, the country registered 49 confirmed cases and no new deaths from monkeypox mpox cases. The NCDC said that this was a 9% increase in the number of new confirmed cases when compared to the last report. Monkeypox has not been renamed mpox to avoid the racist and stigmatizing language used for the disease that originated in Africa. Mpox caused alarm when it spread worldwide earlier this year. While cases have reduced, experts warn this is not the time for complacency. The Public Health Agency said that the cumulative case in the country is 753 confirmed and 7 deaths, with a case fatality ratio of 1%. Were reported from 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). The NCDC said that the country has been witnessing a rise in mpox cases, noting that the agency is ramping up control measures to curb the transmission of the virus. It says that this includes community sensitization, which is essential to ensure early detection and notification of the disease. The Election Petition Tribunal has upheld the election of Governor Biodun Oyebanji of Ekiti State and his deputy, Mrs. Munisade Afuye. The tribunal, in its judgment on Thursday in Ado-Ekiti, dismissed the petition of the Social Democratic Party SDP governorship candidate Segun Oni. In the judgment read by the chairman, Justice Wilfred Boche, and a member of the panel, Justice Zahad Zadawa, resolved all issues in contention against Oni and his party SDP. The panel held that the petition filed by Oni against the return of Oyebanji and Afuye failed woefully, head or tail. And still to come in the news, Senate rejects President Buhari's request to restructure 22 trillion naira loan. We'll bring you details of these and other stories after the break. Don't go away. Kogi State capital, at the inauguration of projects in the state, he restated that APC under its leadership remains committed to the fulfillment of its promises to Nigerians.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to be here today to commission several projects executed by the administration of His Excellency, the Governor Yahaya Bello. We are an administration that pride ourselves in the fulfillment of our electoral promises to the Nigerian people at both national and sub-national levels. This is why I am glad that we have an impressive array of legacy projects through your own state government and proof of our stewardship of Kogi State.
He commended Governor Yahaya Bello for promoting peace and security in the state, adding that his administration has set into motion mechanism to enable the long-abandoned Ajaokuta Steel Company to become operational in the nearest future.
As the center of Nigeria's solid minerals, especially iron and steel. No other single project holds the key to unlocking this vast potential as much as Ajaokuta Steel Complex, which we inherited as a long moribund complex, strangulating under a tangle of local and the international commercial disputes. I'm glad to report that we begin to round off in office. We can genuinely say that our administration has rescued Ajaokuta from all legal disabilities, and it is now ready for concessioning to a private investor with the right profiles to put it to work for Nigeria in general and Kogi State in particular.
That was President Muhammadu Buhari in Lokoja, Kogi State capital, for the inauguration of projects in the state. Nurses have been charged to continue steadfastly in the discharge of the duties to humanity, taking cognizance of the hypocritical oath and patient's confidentiality. The charge was given by the Ogun State Head of Service, Dr. Nesw during the end of the year party organized by the Nursing Department of the State Hospital Ijayi Abeokuta to wrap up the year 2022. Margaret Okunlola has the details.
A gathering of paramedical practitioners, majorly nurses of the Nursing Services Department of the Ogun State Hospitals Management Board, Ijayi Abeokuta, this time not for medical treatment as usual, but to wine and dine as a mark of gratitude to God for the completion of the year 2022. The State Head of Service, Dr. Nesw said the event was to encourage the nurses to look at the outgoing year and use it to boost their morale ahead of the coming year 2023.
I want to use this opportunity to tell all the public and civil servants in the state to do their best so that we can celebrate them. If we organize this all day, it's not everything work. Some social events can spice up life, and I want to give it to them that they've done this.
Dignitaries present agreed that nurses play a significant role in the discharge of their duties, which is pivotal across all sectors in the medical chain.
Looking back to, I'm so glad that you people are moving forward. I'm so glad that this administration that I left behind is even doing more than what we did together.
I want to say congratulations to everybody here, and I believe that subsequent years will be better. If there are things that we are doing wrong,
more efforts, more productivity, more evidence-based nursing practice, more clinical practice, that is quality healthcare services to both the clients, the patients, and the dying patients.
The event was a dry one as retiring nurses were celebrated and presented with gifts. As part of the ceremony early in the day, the team had a ward round and a public walk from the medical outlet to Shakmo, thanking God for the success of the year. As the medical director CEO of State Hospital Ijayi Abeokuta, Dr. Bumi Oshinaike, commended the nurses for their impact in the medical sector. Margaret Okunlola, OGTV News.
The chairman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, retired General Buba Marwa, has appealed to parents to lead the fight against drug abuse, beginning with their children. He emphasized the need for parents to demand drug-free certificates from the suitors of the children. Marwa made this known in Yola, the Adamawa State capital, after he received an award of excellence for his performance so far. He said there are incidents of children on drugs who kill the parent. He therefore urged guardians to join the fight against narcotics, which he said has contributed to the insurgency war in Nigeria, especially the northeast. The Kano State Isba Board says it has destroyed 25 trucks of beer and apprehended 2,260 suspected criminals in its operations from January to December. Dr. Aaron Sonny Eben, the Commander General of the board, stated this when he briefed newsmen at the board's headquarters on Thursday in Kano. He said that the trucks contained thousands of bottles of assorted beer, adding that more bottles will be wiped out before January. In the year under review, in order to reduce street begging within the metropolis, about 1,269 beggars were evacuated within 1 month. 386 were repatriated to the state. He said Kano State Isba Board has also succeeded in dispersing 86 immoral gatherings and other similar offenses to curtail social vices across the state. The murder of Barrister Bolanle Rahim will be thoroughly investigated while the Attorney General of Lagos State is ready to take over the case file for diligent prosecution. Inspector General of Police Usman Alkali Baba stated this when the Governor of Lagos State Babajide Sanwo-Olu visited him in his office in Abuja. The Lagos State Governor's visit to the Inspector General of Police was to get an update on the police investigation on the killing of Bolanle Rahim and to also brief the IGP on security.
The things that we can do, around providing some additional, equipment that they can use, things around body cameras that can enhance and improve, public, and police communication. What are the roles of engagement, who needs to do what, so that we can have a better, community, and we can have a better community policing, and we can have a better citizens police, engagement.
The IGP regretted the sad incident that led to the death of Barrister Bolanle Rahim and said the policemen involved were on a stop and search duty, one of the ways of tackling crime and criminality. But the police officers who are involved in this kind of operations are properly briefed on when to use firearms. This is said the police investigation would focus on and what led to the incident.
Any hanky-panky on the issue. We are also saddened by this incident. I want to again extend my condolence to the family of the late Barrister Bolanle Rahim, the husband and all members of the public, and I also wish to extend my condolence to the government and people of Lagos State and Nigeria at large, that will continue to improve on how our officers will engage in the use of firearms.
That was Inspector General of Police on Bolanle Rahim's death when the Governor of Lagos State visited him in Abuja. The well-to-do people in society have been encouraged to always remember the needy and vulnerable people during the Yuletide as a non-governmental organization for the Hopeless Foundation distributes food items and cash gifts to widows and vulnerable people in Ogun State. The distribution exercise held at the NUJ Press Center, Iweroyin, was presided over by Chief Emmanuel Olauton, who expressed his appreciation to the foundation founded 6 months ago for bringing smiles to the faces of the people at a time like this. Matthew Shomi has the details.
At this season of celebration and the Yuletide, Have a Clean Hope for the Hopeless Foundation decided to share the joy of the period with widows and vulnerables by extending this hand of love to them. Chairman of the occasion, Chief Emmanuel Olauton, said this kind of gesture was what the society needed to ensure no one was left behind in this season of celebration.
You can see yourself, all the people that came in, at least some of them are going home with smile. At least they have given them something that will be beneficial for them for the next 2 or 3 days with transport fare. I think he has done a very wonderful humanitarian job. If our people that have the capacity can come out and do the same, I think something will be elevated to some extent.
In their goodwill messages, representative of the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development in Ogun State, Mr. Adebayo Fashino, Royal Father of the Day, and a special guest, Alaja Adebimpe Adenekon, said such a thing deserves commendation. Chief Executive Officer of the Foundation, Aduragbemi Paul Obafunsho, said the essence of the program was to put smiles on the faces of the people for them to be part of the celebration in line with the goals of the foundation.
We did the launching 6 months ago. I'm here this month. We just thought that, yeah, we are celebrating Christmas, celebrating New Year. Everybody's happy, you're eating. But yeah, there are some people that are not able to celebrate. Not because they don't want to celebrate, but because they don't have the power. So I just thought, what can we do? And I spoke with the executives. Okay, let's put a smile on people's faces. And they were like, oh yeah, that's fine.
Earlier, the management of the non-governmental organization was received at the Ogun State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development by the Director, Planning, Research and Statistics in the ministry, Mr. Kayode Akinola, on behalf of the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Melucha Ogunrami. An end-of-the-year party was organized the next day for the children of Gideon Orphanage Home and other invited children to also share in the joy of the moments with them.
Seeing them happy makes me happy. So, which is the main aim of coming here today.
Gift items were presented to the children amidst dancing and jubilation. Matthew Shoumi, OGTV News.
Nigerian Union of Journalists, Ogun State Council, has inaugurated 3 committees to oversee the reconciliation of warring factions, organize a political debate for contesting candidates, and another for the official inauguration and unity party for members. Comrade Doyin Jibo heads the Reconciliation Committee, Comrade Biodun Alabi heads Political Debate Committee, while Comrade Razak Ayinla presides over the inauguration and a unity party for members committee. The rest of the reports are in this package.
Barely 1 week that the new executives of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, Ogun State Council, were sworn in, and all crises which had bedeviled the union for almost 4 years buried, the union came alive again as members of the 3 committees gathered for inauguration.
It was just a mere contest, and in any game, one will win and one will lose. Even in the football, or in the game of football, after 90 minutes, you know that they will give you extra time. After extra time, you have to go to penalty. Even when you get to the penalty, at a point it becomes first to lose. Just all efforts in that direction is to ensure that a winner emerges. And so we thank God that we have emerged here. It's not because we are winners all through, but we are the ones that God has actually bestowed this opportunity on to lead the council. So we want everybody to know that we are one, nobody lost, but we all won.
There were 26 in number to direct the affairs of the 3 committees, namely reconciliation, which is to see to how factions will be breached and accommodated after the election. And this is to be chaired by Comrade Doyin Jibo of the Ogun State Broadcasting Corporation, OGBC, and Comrade Toyin Olua of the National Orientation Agency, NOAA, is the secretary. Other members are Comrade Fumilayo Patola of the Nigerian Television Authority, NT Abeokuta, Comrade Yinka Odeyinka of the Local Government Information Chapel. Others are Comrade Akintola Adeyemi, Comrade Sheyi Oladimeji, Comrade James Showole. For the political debate for candidates, Comrade Biodun Alabi is the chairman, while Comrade Yemisi Ononuga will be the secretary. For the Inauguration and Unity Party for Members Committee, Comrade Razak Aila is heading this, while Comrade Olayinka Ezema is the secretary. The chairman of these committees commended the fresh air around the secretariat as they are assured of doing their assigned duties diligently.
I decided to join this initiative because of the conviction that I have in the new ESCO and in the fact that bygone is bygone, and we have to create a new dawn for ourselves. So it's a new dawn truly, and we are going to do our best, our level best, to approach the assignment job. It's a very big one.
We want to assure all Ogun UJ members that we work to ensure that the set goal given to the committee are achieved.
I want to promise you on behalf of our committee that we are going to be diligent and due process will be taken, as well as committing everything in the hand of God.
Reconciliation Committee has been given 2 weeks to complete their work. Political debate has 2 months, while the Inauguration and Unity Party is to deliver at the end of January 2023. Bumi Adigun, OGTV News.
Amidst early gains from the recently launched twin policy on cashless economy, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has kick-started some key steps towards consolidating the policy measures. The twin policy is anchored on the Naira redesign and establishment of new limits on cash withdrawal from banks, all geared towards effective monetary policy and security environment while taming corruption. Meanwhile, the Apex Bank has also indicated that the policy has recorded some achievements, setting the pace for the new enforcement. The key steps include the commencement of a nationwide stakeholder engagement and sensitization to promote understanding of the cashless policy, particularly in rural areas, markets, and underserved communities across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. Reports just coming in says Governor Dapo Abiodun has signed the Ogun 2023 Appropriation Bill into law. Speaking during the signing held at his office in Okemoso, Governor Abiodun expressed optimism that the budget would provide more dividends of democracy to the people of the state. He also thanked the State House of Assembly for the speedy passage of the budget. Details will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletins. Up next is Business News with Adebola Oshomoji. To stay with us.
Welcome to the business segment of the news. Nigeria's active bank accounts increased to 133.5 million in December 2021, as additional 18.7 million accounts became active. Data from Nigeria Interbank Settlement System PLC shows ownership of active bank accounts in Nigeria has shown that more Nigerians are gradually becoming financially included and more banks are penetrating the global market. NIBSS data revealed that the dormant bank account reported in 2021 amounted to 57.9 million compared to the 52.9 million the previous year. According to the World Bank, access to a transaction account is the first step towards broader financial inclusion, since it allows people to store, send, and receive money. The Senate has urged the Central Bank of Nigeria to urgently extend the withdrawal of old currency notes from circulation from January 31 to June 30, 2023. The Senate's resolution was sequel to a point of order raised by Senator Mohammed Unduma during the plenary. The CBN had on October 26 announced plans to redesign the 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira notes, raising orders 41 and 51 of Senate Standing Rule. Ndime said that the call for extension of the date should be considered as a matter of urgent national importance in order to forestall imminent hardship for Nigerians. After the Christmas holiday, Naira maintained stability as the dollar was quoted at the rate of 740 Naira since Friday last week at the parallel market. Traders attributed the Naira stability to moderation in demand amid increased supply of dollars from the diasporas. People are bringing dollars and demand is not too much. Godwin Emefiele, governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, described the parallel market as a tainted market in Nigeria, where people desire to deal in illegal foreign exchange transactions. At the investors and exporters forex window, Nigeria's official foreign exchange market, Naira depreciated by 1.0% as the dollar was quoted at 461.33 Naira on Wednesday, as against the last close of 456.50 Naira on Friday before the holiday. The National Assembly has increased the 2023 budget proposal from 20.51 trillion naira to 21.82 trillion naira. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, on October 7, 2022, presented a budget proposal of 20.51 trillion naira to the Parliament with deficit of 10.782 trillion naira. Making a presentation of the report in the Senate, the chairman of the Appropriations Committee, Senator Barau Jibrin, said out of the 21.82 trillion naira budget size, 967.486 billion naira was meant for statutory transfer, 8.329 trillion naira for non-debt recurrent, cost 5.972 trillion naira for capital expenditure, and 6.557 trillion naira for debt servicing. And lastly, on the business segment of the news, the 5 biggest funding deals in the tech ecosystem in 2022 were dominated by investors from the United States of America and other countries mostly based outside the African continent. For the local venture capital markets, which had played second fiddle to its foreign counterparts before now, this means no respite as foreign investors in the tech ecosystem continue to be robust. But the local investors' market was not all quiet in top deals as before. There was significant activity from local investors in 2022, which did not make the top 5 list. And that was the business segment of the news. Back to Bukola for the rest of our bulletin.